Awesome, I did it.
Hey, awesome. First try.
I know
JC,
I'm here.
what's going on, JC? How's
Uh,
the day?
to be honest, for me, I get up at 5 in the mornings because of my chronic fatigue. I'm very fortunate that it's progressive, but I love my mornings. Regardless,
Me
I get
too.
tired around 4, 3 o'clock, so I just like to get up early.
Yeah, I enjoy the mornings now. I used to not be a morning person, but I like it a lot now. And I sleep
Also,
early.
we're getting older.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing besides the stroke.
Like I'm 32 now, so I'm like, and also when I was in the hospital for long periods of time, I got because they're very routine and very segmented in the way they do things. So, breakfast like bang 6:30. You do all these things at specific times. You had a timetable, and I was in there for 9 months, so I just really got into that habit and that routine.
Hey, big time. Well, JC, you know what? I wanted to start by hearing your stroke story. Could you share that with us?
Yeah, so, about nearly 7 years ago in March, like, I was getting ready for work. Me and my partner had an argument the previous night. I was quite an aggressor in the past. So I'm like, I had no doubt that I started it. But he left actually to work the next morning, and he said I didn't say anything to you. I just stormed out, and then right after that, I had a stroke. It was well, no, it was an arteriovenous malformation, which is like this thing formed in your brain from birth that ruptured, which caused a stroke, which caused cerebral ataxia. But I joke later. I'm like, it's just like me to have the last word.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so how did you know it was a stroke?
Well, I actually have pre and post traumatic amnesia, even though apparently traumatic amnesia requires blunt force trauma, and I didn't have that. So, like, it's not traumatic. I'm like, what? It's not traumatic. I'm like, you need to change that wording. But yeah, no, it there was a period of about 5 months. I didn't understand what happened. Like, I was just really confused and nothing was seeming to register. And then I registered, people told me like every other day, like, oh, you had a stroke. And I'm like, okay, I broke my arm. I
Oh,
just didn't get it.
yeah. I totally relate to that. I remember first getting up from a stroke and I just like got up and I fell straight to the ground. I remember
So,
that.
do you have awareness of your stroke? Do you remember either that time?
Yeah, you know what? I do remember, but I didn't realize it was a stroke until I was actually crawling on the ground and throwing up and I was like, "Oh, I didn't think about stroke." That was the last thing that was on my mind.
Yeah, well, I guess something that can obviously be seen as, and they told me that I had early signs of this, but do you know what vertigo is?
Yeah, oh yeah, I did have vertigo.
Yeah, so they say that's a, telltale of the fact that you might have a stroke or something.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, when you fell to the ground and all that, that makes sense. Throwing up, throwing up, what caused that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the symptoms, but I think it's related to the vertigo, and then it just got me dizzy, and I was throwing up. But looking back now, I do realize that. But at that time, I was, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I was kind of being a guy too, and just in denial.
I'm as a gay man, I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Sorry,
What
yeah.
does being guy mean? Were you like pushing stuff? Were you just not following rules? Were
No,
you cooking meat? What does that mean?
no, I was just like crawling on the ground. I was telling everyone, hey, don't call the hospital. I'm gonna sleep this thing off.
I,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I bumped my head. I have a concussion. I'll take a nap.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that was.
this is one of the examples of why women live longer.
I saw that statistic, so I was curious. So Wabbit3XU said hi to both. Hey Wabbit, both you recovered well.
Hi,
Hey,
thank
well thank you.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You
I
know, I
don't know much about your recovery journey.
yeah, you know what? I feel like it goes in different phases, and I think we tend to look at the physical, but there's a lot more to it than that. But I'm going through things physically that you don't see, like on camera right now. But I think it's gone. I have my days.
See, that's where we differ. I do not have a lot of cognition-based impairment. Mine was basically because my stroke was in my cerebellum, my left, which primarily controls motor function. That's why I have a speech impediment. My eyes are very switched on, but it was actually, and it caused cerebral ataxia, which is an incoordination of muscles. So, that ranges from everything to, we'll put the basics, walking and moving, but right down to going to the bathroom and moving your eyes and speech and everything. So it's a stroke vary so many ways. Like, so the
Yeah.
struggles with cognitive impairments, like, I don't know that. My disability isn't as much invisible as a lot of people I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a cerebellar stroke. I don't know if that's similar.
Yeah, but what side?
It was on the
That's
right.
what mine was.
Mine was on
Yeah,
the
see,
right side.
I'm pretty sure I'm like that,
On,
just different.
on
Mine was on the left, and that did the mess with so motor functions, everything. The cerebral ataxia is, like I said, described as an need coordination of muscle movement, but I always put everything into layman terms for simplicity purposes. So I always say, like, imagine you get two young toddlers to move a couch. Now my muscles were the toddlers and the couch.
yeah, that's so funny. Oh, so JC, I was curious, what got you to want to write your song? That's really inspiring.
Well,
I
actually, so that was a single. So my first song is this one. It's called "Coming to and Confused." This, I'm writing an album actually. My second song is called "Screaming Without a Voice," which was about me just being nonverbal and constantly being in my head, and there's just such stigma in the music industry and all that. And all I know is I was just told I couldn't do a lot of things. I'm like, well, you don't know me. You don't know my stubbornness. I'm like, and also, so I wrote pretty about interacting in society and dealing with like people literally just stare at me constantly because apparently it's unheard of, a young guy to be physically fit and to have a disability. So, and then they stare at me and then they don't even try to hide it. They don't look away. They don't get embarrassed because they don't see a lot of people with disabilities as complex beings that are capable of understanding. We
yeah,
are
that's
seen
that's
as inanimate objects.
yeah, that's so true. I remember too, I would get a lot of stares too, and people make it so obvious. You're right about that.
And in my past, like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would have punched him. I would have honestly lost it. Like, but now I'm just like, I'm honestly, the key to understanding is patience and also explanation. I have this saying, I'm like, I think to create a less ignorance in the world, which is defined as a lack of information. Like, I have the same, like, I promote the circulation of information.
Oh, love that. So what is the meaning behind the lyrics of your song?
So in pity, the chorus goes, limitations are imaginations, which actually a tattoo I have on my bicep. I swear I didn't mean to flex just now. Actually, I'm not even
Hey guys,
flexing.
look at that.
It's not my muscles turned on. But yeah, no, so the limitations are imaginations. I don't see, exactly limitations. I see temporary hurdles. I'm like that. There are a myriad of ways that you can overcome that with different mindsets. It's like, yeah, I'm like maybe you can't run and jump, and like, but that doesn't mean you can't move in some regard. I'm like, also, I'm like, we are maybe at times we are physically bound. It's like, but we also can have mental and creative expression. And so the next line is, don't look to me to be your motivation. That's a lot of people would come from and say you're motivational, you're inspirational. Like, and honestly, uh, a lot of times it is meant to be sweet, like, but it's kind of like you just wanna, like, I live this reality. Please stop reminding me of it. I'm trying to just go on my life and just be a human. It's like, and then I feel like it was just a reminder that constantly brought me down.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm so much more than my disability. Stop pigeonholing me and penalizing me for something that happened to me.
Yeah. The more I
And then,
hear, oh,
sorry,
no, no,
you go.
no, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying the more I hear your song, I really connect with the message, and a lot of it starts making sense more to me, and I'm like, wow, I like this.
Well, the one on my arm and the one I wrote second, I'm in the process of writing a third track to my album, so I'm not sure on the date yet because with the distributor you need to submit it about a month and a half before. So that's working out the kinks, but I'll be releasing another single, which is actually a preview from my album, and I'm really excited because there was a lot of work that went into it, and these songs, like, they're different to like, they're just very raw. There's a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, and honestly, I'm like, I it's funny because I used to detest my voice, and like, maybe so uncomfortable, and then I was listening to those songs actually just last night, and I was remembering all the work, with the vocal therapy, like 3.5 years of vocal therapy before I could even go to make something. And then I'm just like, this is so emotional, it's so raw and so beautiful. And I'm just like, Ed, you did this.
Yeah.
And I think, at times, we don't think we can do those things. So I wish I could. A lot of people say, what would you go back and tell your past self? And if I could do that, I'm like, don't listen to a damn thing anyone says. You stick to your guns. And eventually you will have guns too.
I so connect with that. Yeah, it's interesting how in the beginning, the way you think of things, you don't realize what you're capable of, and I feel like we all have that in us. You know.
And I feel like, so when I was actually originally had my stroke, they're like, oh, he's in a coma. This the doctors. They like, to my friends and family, like, oh, he's in a coma. Oh, he's not gonna wake up. And then I woke up, I'm like, oh, he's vegetable. Oh, he has locked in syndrome. Like, they were just so quick to deliver bleak prognosis, and I'm just like, leave me alone. Like, I honestly think, like, if they, like, was a little hope instilled, I'm like, I think a lot of people in disabilities can achieve a lot more. It's like I had to be that hope for me because, like, I didn't really get it externally.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for sharing that, JC. Well, yeah, I really appreciate your time. It's 5:15 right now. I think we should wrap up. But I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, you got any last remarks or anything else you wanted to spread?
Um, no, I think I said it before. Like, my one thing was just, like, don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't do. Because, and I say, like, a lot of medical professionals only know what was in a book written by man. The reality is there's a lot they don't know. Like, so, and also the body, the cells, the atom is like 99.99% energy, so it's not visible. So honestly, like, we are so focused as humans on defining two things in that space and time. It's like, but there's so much that exists outside of the realms of physical, so just embrace that.
Thank you, JC. I love that. Yeah, JC, thanks so much. I'm gonna put this up on all platforms, and I'm excited to put it out there.
Awesome. Well, make sure you tag my profile and continue to aid the circulation of information.
Okay, well, we'll be in touch, all right?
All right. Ciao.
All right, JC, thanks.